For the past couple of weeks, I've been talking about applying your values to telling your stories, and I gave a few dummy examples. But in the meantime, I thought about an amazing company whose story is really strong, and I thought I'd do a little investigating into how that story came about.
Guess we better get to work.
Done.
Oh. Thought that would take longer.
So this week, I'm going to tell you the story of how educated alcoholics built the most popular grocery chain in the US. My name is Tara, and this is Truly Social. In the mid-1960s, Joe Coulomb, the owner of a small chain of convenience stores, saw the impending threat of a quickly growing chain called 7-Eleven and knew he had to figure out how to compete quickly. Now, there were three things that he read that helped him find this answer. Number one, he read a statistic in Scientific American that 60% of people qualified to go to college were going, up from 2% in 1932. Secondly, he read that the more education you have, the more you drink. That's a fun factoid.
Yes, science!
And thirdly, he read that Boeing would be putting the 747 into service by 1970. This would mean travel would become a lot more accessible to the middle class. And this also meant that a whole generation of well-educated, well-traveled people who like to experiment with food and drink were going to need catering to. This is when Trader Joe's was born.
Born to be bad. Yes, we are.
Trader Joe's, or TJ's, as those of us who love it affectionately name them, along with being one of my obsessions, is one of those companies who are the epitome of a company with a great story and strong core values. Their core values were born with Joe's original idea. He wanted to serve the overeducated and underpaid. And he didn't only live those core values by selling inexpensive gourmet food and wine. He also demonstrated it through paying his employees a famously living wage. And when he discovered the green movement, he implemented sustainable practices into the business. Now, even though they maybe didn't write them down anywhere or put them on a plaque in the store, TJ's core values are very obvious from an outsider perspective. Accessibility, which plays out in their affordability, living wages paid, and commitment for staying away from being highfalutin. Quality, as evidenced in their commitment to organic, healthier ingredients, treatment of their vendors and selection, and community, shown through their being great neighbors, their fun atmosphere, their commitment to sustainability, and their obsessive focus on customer happiness.
But I want a-piness. A-piness.
You mean happiness?
Everybody wants a-piness.
I first fell in love with TJ's when I lived in San Francisco. From the very first time I set foot in this quirky store, it became my go-to for groceries. It seemed to speak directly to me. Healthy, quick and easy to prepare food, friendly and fun tiki atmosphere, and lots of great wine at low prices, which is key. When I moved back to Canada, I missed Trader Joe's the most. So when I met my husband years later, I introduced him to TJ's on a trip to the US, and he became hooked too. That's how we know we were meant to be together. We now take regular trips across the border to get our TJ fix. Without having to knock us over the head with fancy TV ads or big billboards that list their values or celebrity endorsement, Trader Joe's tells their story through everything they do. Their product selection, their friendly stores, their accessible prices, their fun signage, their happy employees, their excellent quality, their community involvement, their quirky flyers, their slow but sustained growth, even the Hawaiian shirts their employees wear. So not only was Joe able to find a way to stave off the impending threat of 7-Eleven, the company thrives today, reporting more annual revenues from grocery than 7-Eleven, and some of the highest profit of all grocers per square foot in the US today.
So, I win. You can suck it.
And consistently, they always land at the top or near the very top of every customer's favorite grocery store's list. And one last word. I think that the biggest lesson of all here is that you know you're living your core values and your story is strong when your own customers can tell your story for you, like I've done here. And though they don't have much for web content or much on social media itself, there are hundreds of fan accounts, groups, blogs, and all sorts of other people who love them and can tell their story that are doing it for them. Oh, and if you are a TJ fanatic like me, let me know what your favorite items are in the comments. I have many, but lately I can't get enough of their mini champagne in a can. It's adorable and tasty.
I am loving this canned wine thing. I think it's brilliant. Right? I mean, I'm active, I'm gesturing with my hands, and I don't feel restricted. I mean, if I was holding a wine glass right now, I'd be spilling wine all over the goddamn place.
I did say educated alcoholics, right? Don't forget to subscribe, like, or follow for more. My name is Tara, and this has been Truly Social.